Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Virgo. So we begin with the energy of the Prince of Discs, which honestly makes so much sense right now. If you're in the northern hemisphere, we're going into summer here in a few days, technically, right? Through that solstice portal. And if you are in the south, going into winter, right? So we're very much in this physical world transition. And so it would totally makes sense that we'd be in our earth element here. We're also going through a little bit of turmoil, I would say. I'm trying to think of the least alarmist word, right? Collectively, I think we are in a place of some turmoil. And I think a lot of us are thinking about this. We're thinking about, what does this mean for ourselves, for our families? What is the world going to look like? And we've come to these points a lot in the last 10 years. I think we've had a lot of moments where we've had to really kind of consider, right? So this energy, it makes sense. Because us Virgos, yes, I'm a Virgo as well. Us Virgos, when the times get rough, baby, do we lock in? We're at our best in crisis. We are at our best when there is a mess to clean up. We are at our best when the world is stacked against us and we say, hold my, bottle of water. I'm going to show everybody. All right, let's see, Virgo. Let's get started. We're going to turn this thing. We're going to knock. Now, I could use, first, let me say thank you for being here. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you have a prayer request, please put it in the comments, or you can email it to me over at ulaishere@gmail.com if you don't want to do it, publicly. But my prayer request is just that we have some days of ease, all of us, right? Just a few days of everybody getting along, of just having some, just okay. I have to say, my daughter is turning 5 here in a couple of days. It has been hectic in our world, transitioning into summer, and I have not a profound prayer, right, that I need for everybody to say for me, but just, I need to exercise more patience and not internalizing everybody else's moods. That's the big thing. So if you could say that little prayer for me, I would appreciate it. I really, sometimes a girl needs it. All right, let's see. Let's get started here. So we have the number. It looks like, okay. It looks like the number 425. I'm going to go 425 because we also have a 5 over here. I was going to say it looks like 420, which we know is like 420, right? But it's 425. Also, I have to say, I just realized as I was descending the stairs to come down and get into my studio, today, 5 years ago, I was in labor. And it was such a profound day. Oh my gosh, what a powerful day. I woke up this morning feeling that power. The power of the mother, the womb. Oh, the power of creative women, dude. That's what I woke up to, is this energy of the woven, it is like the woven fabric of united women. Yeah, that for me is really also the powerful energy. Sorry, I had to share that. Yeah, we have also the name Joe. I'm looking right here, J-O. Double E, 2 lowercase e's. And also they could be 2 A's. Like the old-timey kind of, the A with all the extra lowercase a. It could be 22 as well. Okay, so if any of these repeating letters or numbers mean anything to you, we have a person fishing. We have a heart. I feel that you are really coming into a place of really vacillating between being highly social or at least very connected to I would say at least 1 or 2 people. Very involved in your social group, your friends group, a close friendship. I think that is very activated, but at the same time, I see you finding these moments to dwell in of silence and introspection and I feel that it's a very potent psychic time. I think that you've been having almost like you're having full-on conversations. And I'm looking over here. We have kind of this face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and these would be kind of the sides of the head. But it looks like, a cup with like light coming off of it. So to me, this tells me that this is, it's reflecting the divination, okay, the tea leaf reading. And I feel that you are using, maybe not tea leaf reading, but this for me is a symbol that you are partaking in some kind of intentional communing. Okay, so it's not one-sided, like where, all of a sudden you're receiving kind of, messages or visions or, potent dreams and this kind of thing. This is like being co-created, right? And even you might be the one out searching to connect with this being, entity, intelligence. And it might be somebody, that you're looking for somebody to connect with who is also in their corporeal form, right? Their physical body. So this might be another human being. But I feel the big pull here is about finding your magical partner or kind of reactivating that connection. But also, it feels to me like there is a sense of desire, a want for pleasure. In the middle here we have, it looks like the satyr. Okay, so eyes, mouth, or nose, mouth. We have the head or hair up here, the head, top of the head, and we have the little horns. Okay, so to me, this is always kind of the image of like Pan and the satyrs and the nymphs out in the forest, having their bonfire and feasting and dancing and, copulating. Kind of in that, bacchanalian frenzy. Now, maybe not going all the way that far, right? But there's a sense of wanting to relieve yourself of the constraints of life, even just for a moment, So I think that you're looking for this outlet, this reprieve, your little oasis along the way. Okay. Now, I see you fishing. Okay. So I do see that there is, you are tied to the earth. We are Virgos after all. And you are always, always, always considering the state of your domestic life, of your money situation, your career, right? How your family's doing, this kind of thing. Never does that leave your mind, okay? Even when you do look to be a little uninhibited, to have fun, to have a love affair, to, really lean into your passions, your desires, your proclivities, right? And so I feel like there's a happy balance here. There's a lot of work hard, play hard energy. And I do. And I see this being a time of, that pleasurable, exploration, indulgence, but also really working hard on your goals, right? They're not suffering because you are avoiding them. Nothing like that. No, I think you are finding your groove. Okay. Now, so I do see the Lovers over here. Now up here though, look at this up here. We have that Devil energy. We have that Capricorn energy. You can see the head and the horn. We also have the symbol of Saturn. You can see, look, we have it, and I'm going to pick you up over here, but not. And you can see, here's the symbol of Saturn right here. Okay. And now you look at it right here. And then there's also the heart above it, okay? We also have, again, Capricorn, that kind of devil energy. So this is a rebellious spirit. This is a sense of deciding to, almost change horses in midstream. The devil energy isn't just about rebelling for the sake of rebelling, or being a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian. It's not always that. It can be, right? That is also, encompassed under the umbrella of the devil energy. But I think more often than not, it really is that little, it's the gall, right? It's that gall. How dare you have the gall to decide you want something else, or you want to do something else, or this isn't for you, after you've already begun. And you know what? A Virgo, we don't care. If it's not working, it's not working. Right? We don't give up easily, but we're not gonna dwell in that foolishness. Right? So I feel that there is a breakaway from this emphasis on the union. Okay. Now, I don't think that this is within your world, your marriage, your relationships with other people. That's not what this is. I feel like this is a place where maybe some of the things that you have really identified with, or you have really kind of made pillars in your life, things that you have, been devoted to, loyal to, a job, a volunteer position, a friendship, maybe a relationship, maybe a family member or family members, it could be anything. It could be anything. And I feel like it's something that has been very established in your life. So probably going on for some time, at least, a few years, I would say. But I see the shift. I see the shift towards what is next. Now we have the Ace of Cups over here. And I feel like this is really, it's about the self-work. I feel like it's very much about challenging your perceptions of life, of reality, of what is meaningful. I don't know about you, but I feel like something very serious is happening in the way that we have organized ourselves, in the way that we share our world with each other, the institutes and infrastructure that has been created, and just as it is with any passage of time, I feel like collectively we are realizing that our priorities are changing. There's a lot of big question marks, I would say. Where are we going? What is happening? What's going to happen? I feel like for maybe the first time in, I don't know, ever maybe, I have no idea. I don't know what is going on. I mean, I'm usually pretty confused about life, right? But I can't call it. I don't know. It changes by the moment, it seems like, right? And so all I can say is that I feel like a lot of us with eyes to see, we're unplugging. We're turning into our own lives. All of that noise on the peripheral, all that stuff, things we are told we need or we should need, or, oh, what if you could, or what if you did, and you need this and that, and oh, it's okay to say this now and not okay to say, and everything is changing and changing and changing and divisive and falling apart, and and even myself. And this very much aligns, and I love to see that we do have that energy, that devil energy in our reading today. I root for a new world. But man, it's hard to see just the fear that comes out of things changing, right? It's hard to be a part of all of that. It's hard. We're going through a lot. All of us together. I don't care if you don't watch the news and you don't know what's happening, or, you're just kind of living your own little life out in the middle of nowhere, which is basically what I'm doing, right? But we all. If you're in the middle of it or out on your own little island, we feel the shift. I think we all feel the shift. It's hard to focus on anything else. I don't know about you, but for me it is. It is. And I turn this and I look at it, and it looks like a house, right? And I imagine this kind of going back and being part of the roof. And to me, it is all about going inward, looking into our lives. Stop being worried about anything but what is right in front of us. What is right here, right now. I know it's hard for us Virgos. As earthy as we are, we're also very much in alignment with that Queen of Discs energy. And what does that mean? She's a mother. Now, if you've ever been a mother or a father or a caretaker or in charge of anything, a manager or, anything like this, you have to plan. You have to look into the future. You have to read the past. Because you have to anticipate. And so we do, right? It's hard for us to always be in the now. But right, in this time, in this alignment, in this universe, the way that human consciousness has kind of come to this fever pitch recently, again, for, not the first time, right? The now. And right now. And right now. And right now. We have to keep looking at what's happening now. And not getting pulled too far away into our imaginations. That's the other thing us Virgos are good at, catastrophizing. And I will admit that. Now, I want to look at this one last face here. It looks like a very feminine face. We have two eyes and this kind of eyelash right here. And you can see also, let's see, this would be about the mouth and the chin down here, the hair up here. And the number 52. 52. What is she looking at? Money. It is. It's the fish. So it really it says to me, if we can just keep our eyes on the prize, right? If we can just stay in that place and keep pushing forward, not getting in our own way, not getting distracted. This is a time, and it's powerful. We have that Prince of Discs energy. That dude has so much energy. If you could think of if you've ever seen footage of, like college football workouts, right? Where they're going against those pad, the pad things, and they're driving them, right? They're pushing them forward, as they would in football. If you could think of collectively the amount of energy that is being expended in any moment when all these people are working together and working out together, that is that power. That is the power of the Prince of Discs. It is the excitement to build, create, maintain. Okay? And yeah, I feel like definitely this is the time where none of that and all of what I need to be focused on. And I know what that is, and I know you know what that is for you, right? And if we can just manage it. Now, you might be sitting here thinking Lenor, it's not that hard. You have a task, you do it. Okay, I get that. I'm neurodivergent. Leading in ADHD, right? And so I do have to pep talk myself into, this is what we're doing, mama. We're going to get in this thing and we're going to stay on task, right? I have to tell myself, I have to talk to myself through the whole thing. But I also feel like we are very affected by this time of year as well. Us Virgos, we are in our swirling, active, just everywhere, the tentacles of, pulling me this way and that way. And I want to paint a picture. I want to cook a meal. I want to, plant some more plants. I want to clean the bathroom, and I want to, go for a swim. And it's all at the same time, right? And it's all pulling you here, there, and it feels good. You're excited, you're motivated, but trying to really kind of refine it down to where we need to be focused. Not to be distracted by our, exuberance and energetic releases, right? So let's go ahead. I want to see what's happening on this one. So we do have a person sitting here. You can see right there. And I feel like we're in a place where we're watching somebody leave. And I don't think this is a bad thing. I don't think this is like it doesn't feel emotionally big, volatile, angry, sad, grief. It doesn't feel like that. So not like a breakup, not like, an unhappy departure, or anybody really, it doesn't feel like transition into their next form, or, passing away basically, or health stuff. But what it does feel like is somebody in your life kind of realizing their goal, right? It feels like they have found their way to the thing that they have been working towards. And I see this moment of reflection for you. And it makes sense. I mean, here in at least the United States, right, we've just had a bunch of graduations, okay? Kids from high school and people from college, and my daughter, she had her little preschool graduation. But we're around a lot of people who are going through these rites of passage, right? And it reminds us, what does that feel like, right? What did we feel like when we were going through these moments? And I feel like for you, it's a motivation. It's a reminder. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm going to show up for myself, right? I'm not just going to rest on my laurels and see what happens. No. Now, it also looks like we have the letters K, J, K and a J. And maybe the name Emil, or maybe, I don't know, Ernest? Definitely feels like it's an E name. It could be an R or an M as the second, maybe even N, I don't know. It feels like a masculine person though. And there seems to be kind of a connection through music. And something about like a flute. I don't know. If like a flute, maybe they played a flute or they play a flute. I don't, honestly, this feels like not somebody who has passed away, but I feel like this is somebody from your past. it feels like they want to reach out to you, but they don't. They just don't. It's almost like their daemon or their higher self, their guardian angel, is appealing for them without, it's not conscious, right? They're not like praying to like come back in contact with you, but I think in some part of their subconscious, somewhere in there, really drawn to you, and you are drawn to them. And I think that this is actually going to be kind of like you've known each other for a long time. And yeah, I feel like you even know them fairly well. But the context you knew them, there was nothing extraordinary about your connection, right? Maybe you worked with them when you were younger, or maybe you went to school, or I don't know. But I feel like now when you will come in contact at some point, I feel that this is going to be a key person for you. Now, I don't think it's like you're going to be in a relationship or anything like that, but I feel like this interaction is going to unlock something within you. That's what it feels like. All right, let's see. We're going to do 3 lucky numbers. 17, 80, 50. Awesome. 17, 80, 50. Now we're going to do our Wild Bohemian affirmation cards. And I'm just going to flip through. Stop where it feels right. All right, all right. Oh, and this is the front. Look at that. Beautiful orange flower. And it says 11, I have come. Everything is completely new under the sun. You see with a lover's eyes. Heck yeah. I'm here for it. I do my best work when I am belovedly loved and belovedly in love. I don't know about you, but I do. I don't know. I'm a sucker for some romance. I really am. And it's not just romantic with another human romance. Actually, that's like usually the least, right? It's the belovedness with my passions. That's the big thing. Following my interests, my fixations, my little obsessions, you know. That's where, yeah, that potent mana. Is it mana? Is it amarit? That dew. That's where it's located. Okay. I think that's it. All right, Virgo. I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. Thank you for being here. Our time is one of the most precious things that we have conceived of, right? Or one of our most precious resources. So thank you for sharing that with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to share, really. I'm starting to add in ashwagandha. I think that's how you say it. To my evening supplements. Usually I take like lion's mane and tulsi and a few other things. But those are the main things in the evening. And anyway, or not in the evening, in the afternoon. And then, so I'm starting with this ashwagandha. Back in the day, I used to make this like moon tea. That was really good. So yeah, I am. Us Virgos, I don't know. This time of year, we're just wound up, aren't we? I know I am. And all the Virgos that I'm close with in my life, and they all happen to be feminine beings. Yeah, we're all very wound up right now. So anyways, I love you all. I hope that you're doing well. We'll talk in a few days. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And I love you. Good night. Good night.